These haunting before and after photographs reveal the devastating impact of lobotomy, a controversial procedure championed by a notorious physician, Walter Freeman. The practice, once heralded as a breakthrough in treating mental disorders, involved severing parts of the prefrontal cortex while patients remained conscious. Though initially celebrated as a cure, lobotomy left many lives irreparably damaged. Walter Freeman, who lacked formal surgical training, performed over 3,400 lobotomies between the 1930s and 1960s. Known for his unorthodox approach, Freeman boasted that he could complete the procedure in just 10 minutes. His photographs of patients, taken before and after the operation, were used as promotional tools to validate and market this now discredited method. While some post-operative images suggest improved moods, the photos also reveal lasting physical and psychological harm inflicted on patients. In one particularly disturbing case, a female patient previously diagnosed with schizophrenia was described as having been reduced to a veritable household pet following the operation, a chilling reflection of the dehumanizing nature of the procedure. Despite widespread acknowledgement of lobotomy's debilitating effects, including a staggering 14% fatality rate, the practice continued until the 1970s. During the procedure, a sharp metal instrument was inserted through the eye socket and into the skull cavity, where it was manipulated to sever connections between the prefrontal cortex and the rest of the brain. This method, initially introduced as a mainstream treatment for psychiatric disorders in certain countries, was controversial from the outset. Critics argued that the procedure often failed to address the complexities of severe psychiatric illnesses, making it an inappropriate and harmful intervention. The lobotomy was pioneered by Portuguese neurologist Antonio Egas Manas, who was awarded the 1949 Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine for his development of the leucotomy, a precursor to the lobotomy. However, the decision to honor Manas with the prize has been the subject of intense criticism. Lobotomy saw a dramatic rise in use from the early 1940s through the 1950s. By 1951, nearly 20,000 procedures had been performed in the United States alone, with proportionally higher numbers in the United Kingdom. The procedure disproportionately targeted women. A 1951 study found that nearly 60% of lobotomy patients in the U.S. were female, while records from Ontario between 1948 and 1952 showed 74% of patients undergoing lobotomy were women. By the 1950s, the practice began to decline, first in the Soviet Union and Europe, as growing evidence showed its harmful effects. While some patients experienced little noticeable change, others were left with significant physical impairments, cognitive damage, or reduced to a persistent vegetative state. Rosemary Kennedy lobotomy case. Rosemary Kennedy, one of Walter Freeman's patients, endured a tragic outcome that forever altered her life. The procedure not only robbed her of her youthful vitality, but left her severely incapacitated, confining her to medical institutions until her death in 2005. Born in 1918 as the third eldest child of the Kennedy family, Rosemary was diagnosed with cognitive disabilities and never advanced beyond the intellectual capacity of a fourth grader. Though docile during her early years, she became more unpredictable as she entered adolescence, experiencing emotional outbursts and alarming her parents with nighttime escapes from her boarding school. At the age of 23, her father, Joe Kennedy, made the controversial decision to arrange a secret lobotomy in an attempt to manage her behavior. The procedure resulted in devastating consequences, leaving Rosemary unable to care for herself and silencing her once vibrant personality. Rosemary's mother, Rose Kennedy, spoke sparingly about the ordeal. When addressing her daughter's condition, she described it only as an accident without acknowledging the procedure. Rosemary's mind is gone completely. Rose once admitted that was due to an accident, which I don't really discuss.